Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bantamweight Boxing YouTube channel with me, your host, Michael Waite. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Let's talk some boxing. I wanted to make this video just because I saw on Talk Sport, Eddie Hearn did an interview and he was kind of talking about his landscape for the heavyweight division, or what he thought was going to happen in the next, year or two. And when he spoke about it, it did get me quite excited because there is a lot that can happen. But to start off with, I think I'll run through what his ideal plan is or what he thinks will happen. And then maybe we'll pick it apart a little bit and I'll give you my ideal version of what's going to happen in the heavyweight landscape. But to start off with, he was saying on the 21st of September, we want to see Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. So the positive thing is Eddie Hearn is talking quite vocally about this fight, and it seems like this fight is set to go ahead, which, as I've said in some of my past videos, or one of my last videos, that I really like this fight. So I'm glad that Eddie Hearn is behind it. But not only does he want this fight on the 21st of September, he wants it to be for the IBF heavyweight belt. Obviously, at the moment, that hasn't been announced. Technically, the belt is still with Usyk. It hasn't been relinquished from Usyk yet, but that is a possibility. Whether the IBF will actually strip Usyk of the belt, I'm not 100% sure of. I think they might leave it in the undisputed, but weirder things have happened. Personally, I feel like I kind of would like it to be stripped, just because I feel like Tyson Fury versus Usyk, the rematch is just such a big fight. Oh, there goes the sirens. Life living in South London. But yeah, personally, I would quite like the belt to be stripped, just because I feel like Fury Usyk is such a big fight. The rematch is huge anyway. It doesn't need to be undisputed. But AJ versus Dubois is still a massive fight. But if you throw a title on the line in that, I think it just elevates it to another level. But that's a side point. I'm not sure if that will actually happen. So that's the first stage. Then the next is Eddie Hearn says we're obviously going to have the Usyk versus Fury rematch, and that is set at the moment for the December the 21st. Then he's saying whoever wins that fight, or wins from both fights, so between AJ and Dubois and Fury Usyk, the winner of those two fights will go on to have a unification fight, and that would be, he's saying, kind of April 2025. And that officially would be undisputed, because the winner of the first fight would be bringing the IBF belt, and then the winner of the other fights would be bringing the other three belts. So in an ideal world, that does sound fantastic. We know boxing's not always like that. But to pick it apart a little bit, my thinking is, right, the first bit with AJ Dubois, that's fine, that's quite simple. But then Usyk versus Fury, if Usyk beats Fury, that pretty much wraps that up, doesn't it? And then you're setting up the next fight. So it's Usyk versus Daniel Dubois or Anthony Joshua. Well, what's the kind of excitement of that? And what's really in it for Usyk? Usyk's beat AJ twice, right? I don't think anyone wants to see the third fight of that. I know AJ's improving, but I just don't think we're going to see a different outcome until Usyk's 45 or 50. So I'm not too interested in that. And then same with Dubois. Usyk's beaten Dubois already, and again, quite convincingly. I'm sure you could get some hype behind it if Dubois got the win against Anthony Joshua. Maybe that would build it up a little bit. But if I'm Usyk, I'm saying, well, I've been here, done that. And unless Usyk is concerned about the financials, which I'm not sure he is, I wouldn't be surprised if after Usyk beats Fury, he bows out or does something a bit different and maybe goes down a weight like he's suggested. But we don't know. So I'm not 100% sure about this kind of process. Alternatively, we've got to look at the option of if Fury beats Usyk in the rematch. Well, if Fury beats Usyk in the rematch, there's going to be a trilogy for sure. Knowing who Usyk is, he is a legacy man. He is someone who will want to revenge his loss, or at least give it a go. He's not going to, even if he got badly beaten, I think he would still want the trilogy fight and should be owed the trilogy fight. So if Fury wins, then wins that fight, then they're going to have another fight, and that will be the determiner. Now, I think this is where it gets interesting, and this is almost where I would quite like it to go. If Fury did beat Usyk in the rematch and then beat him again in a trilogy fight, then that opens up something really interesting for when you get the winner of that fights AJ, or the winner of AJ or Dubois, and I think that could be super interesting. But yeah, personally, I think my view is I want to see really Joshua versus Dubois. Whoever wins that fight, I want to see them fight Tyson Fury. If I'm honest, even if it's not got any of the belts on the line or whatever, that's what interests me at the moment. You know, I know what's going to happen if AJ or Dubois fight Usyk. I want to see, really what I want to see is AJ Fury. So any path we can get to that is what I want. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I like it from Eddie Hearn. It's positive talk about the heavyweight division. And what's brilliant is, for years we were talking about these exciting fights, but we knew they weren't going to happen, or it was just talk. But this is real, you know, with the backing of the Saudis, these fights can actually happen. So yeah, I'm super psyched. I've never used that word before. That's how excited I am. If you've liked this video, please drop a like and subscribe. We're on the way to 200 subscribers. We're growing rapidly, and get on the journey. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.